And no official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, civilian or military, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed.
Some might think the world is what you see, what you hear, what you feel, and that these are accurate observations. But what if these senses are being manipulated? What if things are not what they seem? Let me draw your mind to the word subversion. The undermining of power and authority of an established system or institution. Undermining. The action or process of lessening the effectiveness, the power, or the ability of someone or something, especially gradually or insidiously. Insidious. In a gradual, subtle way, but with harmful effects. So subversion can be defined as an undermining of an established system in a gradual, subtle way with harmful effects. This is what JFK was talking about. This is what his son was talking about. Subversion is a communist strategy perfected by the Chinese Communist Party to discreetly seize control of a nation. Now, this subversion is systematic and precise. But if one is aware of this warfare, you will start to see patterns. You will become able to spot these forms of control in almost every aspect of your life. How is it that things have gotten this bad, where free thought is stifled and freedom of speech is censored? Where did the people lose sight of what is reality? Or a more tempered question, where did the infiltration to our minds begin? How they do it. Control information and public perceptions. Propaganda warfare. This is the promotion of a set image for a nation, a national figure, or a targeted issue. This can include framing a politician as strong or weak, or an issue as desirable or undesirable. Culture warfare. This is defined as attacks on the values, religion, language, perceptions of history, and ways of life in a targeted country in order to destroy the moral fabric and destabilize and allow for other forms of subversion to take root. Mimetic warfare. This is the introduction and spread of ideas among a targeted population in order to introduce concepts and eventually influence the culture. Media warfare. Using or controlling platforms for public information in order to distract, lie, or alter perceptions. These include social networks, news outlets, television networks, and many, many others.
We're flagging problematic posts for Facebook.
Psychological warfare. Methods for altering the way a group of people interprets information or setting emotional triggers around key narratives. Disinformation. The use of false flag incidents or the creation of false reports, which are then used as footnotes in what appear to be credible reports. Misinformation. The spread of outright false information intended to confuse, muddle, debate, and analysis. These are ways to keep the mind trapped, closed, in a prison you cannot taste or see or touch. A prison for your mind. So this prison, can the locks on the doors of the human mind that have been controlled through subversion, can they be broken? Yes. You watching this very video is proof of this. Telling others and sharing information is a testament to all that free thought has not died and their subversion is not complete. It is time now to share with others the means by which we've been manipulated and to use this knowledge as power in your pursuit for truth. They want you divided. Divided by race. Divided by religion. Divided by culture. Divided by class. Divided by political affiliation. Divided, you are weak. Together, you are strong. We the people. Where we go one, we go all.
The Great Awakening, the call to man, the hidden story, the master plan. We are all human, we have a voice. We are blessed and burdened with a choice. With a choice. Don't you forget, with open arms we are waiting. Don't you forget, with open arms, 'cause where we go on, we go on. When one rises up, we all stand tall. 'Cause where we go on, we go on. Together we're unstoppable. You might have noticed the changing tides. We stand for freedom. are blessed and burdened with a choice. With a choice. Don't you forget, with open arms, we are waiting. Don't you forget, with open arms, where we go on, we go on. One rises up, we all stand tall. 'Cause where we go on, no, we go on. Together we're unstoppable. Where we go on, we go on. One rises up, we all stand tall. 'Cause where we go on, no, we go on. Together we're unstoppable. Where we go on, where we go on, we go on, we go on. Together we're unstoppable.
You, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear
I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear
that you will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order.
And now is a time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there.
Hail fellowship's eternal flame.
Our way of life is under attack. Those who make themselves our enemy are advancing around the globe. The survival of our friends is in danger. And yet no war has been declared. No borders have been crossed by marching troops. No missiles have been fired.
Now, how exactly will the future masters of the planet look like? This will be decided by the people who own the data. Those who control the data control the future not just of humanity, but the future of life itself. Because today, data is the most important asset in the world.
Of a police dog during an arrest in Brisbane last year.
It requires a change in outlook, a change in tactics, a change in missions by the government, by the people, by every businessman or labor leader, and by every newspaper. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed.
Simple, but actually quite complex statement. Live free or die. Live free or die. We stand on the shoulders of American heroes who crossed the oceans, settled the continent, tamed the wilderness, laid down the railroads, raised up the skyscrapers, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, and made America the single greatest nation in the history of the world.
The Soviets used the phrase ideological subversion. What do they mean by it?
What it basically means is to change the perception of reality. To change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent that despite of the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions No one is able to come to sensible conclusions. It's a great brainwashing process which goes very slow, and it's divided in 4 basic stages. The first one being demoralization. It takes from 15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation. Why that many years? Because this is the minimum number of years which requires to educate one generation of students exposed to the ideology of the enemy. The result you can see. They are programmed to think and react to certain stimuli in a certain pattern. You cannot change their mind, even if you expose them to authentic information. You cannot change their mind. They are programmed to think and react to certain stimuli.
These people have been programmed.
Even if you prove that white is white and black is black, you still cannot change the basic perception and the logic of behavior to think and react to certain stimuli.
These people have been programmed.
They are programmed.
These people have been programmed
to react to certain stimuli. Most of it is done by Americans to Americans, thanks to lack of moral standards. As I mentioned before, exposure to true information does not matter anymore. A person who was demoralized is unable to assess true information. The facts tell nothing to him. Change the perception of reality. Even if I shower him with information, with authentic proof, with documents, with pictures, even if I take him by force to the Soviet Union and show him concentration camp, he will refuse to believe it.
These people have been programmed
until he is going to receive a kick in his fat bottom. When a military boot crashes his balls, then he will understand. Unless you start right now, here, this minute, you start educating new generation of Americans, it will still take you 15 to 20 years to turn the tide of reality.
These people have been programmed.
They are programmed.
These people have been programmed
to react to certain stimuli.
Okay, so what do we do?
There must be a very strong national effort to educate people in the spirit of real patriotism, number one. Number two, to explain them the real danger of socialist, communist, whatever, welfare state, big brother government.
These people have been programmed.
They are programmed.
These people have been programmed
to react to certain stimuli.
No, I'm not. Otherwise, I will call the police. I'm serious. Yeah, come on.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am serious, man. I am had enough of it. I knew you were going to take off your mask the moment I turned the corner. So enjoy BIA. That's in-school suspension where you have to sit in a room with the military guy all day because you're a piece of shit. Jack at the corner.
The experiment you'll be taking part in today involves the perception of lengths of lines. As you can see here, I have a number of cards, and on each card there are several lines. Your task is a very simple one. You're to look at the line on the left and determine which of the 3 lines on the right is equal to it in length. All right, we'll proceed in this order. You'll give your answer.
Only one of the people in the group is a real subject, the 5th person with the white t-shirt. The others are confederates of the experimenter and have been told to give wrong answers on some of the trials. The experiment begins uneventfully as subjects give their judgments.
2. 3.
But on the 3rd trial, something happens.
2. 2.
The subject denies the evidence of his own eyes and yields to group influence. Ash found subjects went along with the group on 37% of the critical trials. But he found through interviews that they went along with the group for different reasons.
1.
1. They must be right. There are 4 of them and 1 of me.
1.
This subject's yielding is based on a distortion of his judgment. He genuinely believes that the group is correct.
1.
1.
1.
2.
1. 2. 2.
2.
I know they're wrong, but why should I make waves?
2.
In this case, the subject knows he is right, but goes along to avoid the discomfort of disagreeing with the group. Here, the distortion is at the level of his response.
2.
2.
2.
2.
In the previous experiment, the naive subject stood alone against the group. In this variation, Ash gave the naive subject a partner, here seated in the 3rd position, who also gives the correct response.
1.
1. 2.
1. 2.
With a partner, yielding drops to only 5% of the critical trials compared to 37% without a partner. Although subjects report warmth and good feeling toward the partner, they typically deny that he played a role in their own independence. The partnership variation shows that much of the power of the group came not merely from its numbers, but from the unanimity of its opposition. When that unanimity is punctured, the group's power is greatly reduced. Sometimes we go along with a group because what they say convinces us they are right. This is called informational conformity. But sometimes we conform because we are apprehensive that the group will disapprove if we are deviant. This is called normative conformity. The strength of the normative factor is shown in another variation carried out by Ash. In this variation, the subject is told that because he had arrived late, he would have to write his answers. Subjects in this private response experiment are exposed to the same amount of misleading information as other subjects, but they are immune from any possible criticism by the group.
1.
1. 1.
And this enormously reduces the pressure to conform. Conformity drops by 2/3. Ash's experiment is a classic. It reveals how people will deny what they see and submit to group pressure. It allows us not only to observe conformity, but to study the conditions that increase or reduce its occurrence.
I hear thunder, but there's no rain. This kind of thunder. was in the deep, deep water, and it was hard to see the surface. I couldn't breathe. I surrendered all of me. Then I woke up, my eyes were open, and I saw you. We're all in this together, me and you. Stand united and fight for the truth, the truth. Is hidden from our eyes, but we're learning to see through the disguise, through the static. We're starting to arise. Yeah, we're opening up our eyes. Research. Jet slaves, population control, resource control, financial control, media control, education control, government control, religious control, secret service, military police, courts and prisons, corporations, central banks, United Nations, Committee of 300, and Council of Foreign Relations. We must fight for the truth.
The Russian government has engaged in espionage against Americans. They have hacked American websites, American accounts of private people, of institutions. Then they have given that information to WikiLeaks for the purpose of putting it on the internet.
We now know that, without a doubt, the DNC had material stolen. John Podesta had material stolen through Russian intelligence efforts, through cyber attacks, which then migrated to WikiLeaks, which is pretty much a wholly owned subsidiary of Putin and the Kremlin, which then were strategically put out to hurt me and hurt Democrats.
WikiLeaks never sits on material. Whistleblowers go to significant efforts to get us material, and often very significant risks. There's a 27-year-old works for the DNC who was shot in the back, murdered just 2 weeks ago for unknown reasons as he was walking down the street in Washington. So
that was just a robbery, I believe, wasn't it?
No, there's no finding. So
What are you suggesting? What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that our sources take risks, and they become concerned to see things occurring like that.
But was he one of your sources then? I mean,
we don't comment on who our sources are.
But why make the suggestion about a young guy being shot in the streets of Washington?
Because we have to understand how high the stakes are in the United States.
So I brought a hat too. A Russian hat.
The gentleman in the elevator now is a candid star. These folks who are entering, the man with the white shirt, the lady with the trench coat, and subsequently one other member of our staff, will face the rear. And you'll see how this man in the trench coat tries to maintain his individuality, but little by little, he looks at his watch, but he's really making an excuse for turning just a little bit more to the wall. Now we'll try it once again. Here's the candid subject. Here comes the candid camera staff, 3 of them at least. And this man has apparently been in groups before. Here's a fella with his hat on in the elevator. First he makes a full turn to the rear and Charlie closes the door. A moment later, we'll open the door. Everybody's changed positions. see if we can use. Now we'll see if we can use group pressure for some good. Now, in a moment, on Charlie's signal, everybody turns forward. There it is. Notice they take off their hats. And now, do you think we could reverse the procedure? Watch.
All right. In the blue T-shirt, that is Nadia. She is an innocent passerby. Has nothing to do with this. Everybody else in that elevator, they all work for Would You Fall for That. They are all in on the experiment. They are all purposefully facing the wrong way. Nadia is facing the front. You can just see the back of her head, wearing the blue T-shirt. That's Nadia. She is facing the front of the elevator like a normal human being. Everybody else is facing the back. We're playing this to you in real time, no editing, as it actually happened. Okay, floor 2. Rebecca gets off, Emily gets on, she also works for us. We're swapping people in and out to reinforce the behavior. Emily's acting like it's the most normal. Oh, Nadia's turned. Nadia, okay, her bag is slipping off her shoulder. She's nervously playing with it.
Yeah.
Nadia's now halfway round. Will she go any further? Emily gets off, Mike gets on. Again, Mike works for the show. Presses his button, faces the back like it's the most normal thing in the world, like he does it every day. Nadia is really feeling the pressure right now.
I'm not going to see anyone else.
Scott's making some small talk.
He was in celebrity rehab, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's looking towards the back of the elevator because everybody else is. Floor 4.
I love the guy.
4th floor, Mike gets off. Lauren gets on. Lauren also works for us. She's in. Oh, and Nadia has gone. The 4th floor, Nadia has turned all the way around. She's looking at the back of the elevator. That is not normal human behavior. Nadia is looking at the back of the elevator purely because everybody else is. Okay, you've seen it in real time. Let's play that for you again in fast forward. Nadia, turning.
Did you notice anything while we were standing in the elevator? We were all facing one way, and we wanted to see if one person would do it, and you
did it, yeah. So you were wondering why. Yeah. But you just went along with it without even questioning.
Yeah.
Social scientists refer to this as the Ash paradigm, when a person's own opinions and actions are influenced by the majority of the group. The lady with the grey coat, she is a civilian. Everybody else in the elevator is on our team. That is Elizabeth. She's facing the front, as she should, but she's looking around. She's noticed that everybody else is facing the back. She's looking around, wondering what's going on. This is a bit odd. Everybody else is acting like nothing strange is happening. Elizabeth is looking around like something very strange is happening. We're on the 2nd floor. She's slightly turned. She's turned. Look at her shoulders. She's not facing the front anymore. She's moved. Emily gets on. Again, she's with us. Presses her button. Elizabeth looks at her. Emily faces the back. Elizabeth is turning. Elizabeth is turning. She's pretending she's just looking around, but that's a cover. She's actually turning as well. All right, going again. Okay, that lady there with the grey pointing up, that's Karen. She's an innocent passerby, gets on. Everybody else is in on the experiment. She presses her button, immediately complies. She faces the back because everybody else is.
You walked in and you started facing the same direction we all were, right?
I actually thought that you all knew something that I didn't.
That's the crux. She bowed to the pressure of the group. Conform, but, you know, it doesn't work every time.
This is so weird that everyone is facing this way and I'm facing that way.
We're on floor 3 for anyone who can't see.
Is he being helpful or sarcastic? We're about to kick it up a notch. What if Scott played some music on his phone and gradually all of our staff in the elevator started to dance? Would people get down while they're going up? Okay, man in the hat, he's looking at his phone. He's got earbuds in. And here's another angle on our stranger. Who's going to cave? Oh, his head's nodding. His head's nodding. He's getting down. That did not take long. He has joined in the elevator dance party. Yep, there he goes. The shoulders are going now. He's getting into it. Head bobbing. Nice. He has joined in dancing because everybody else is. No rhyme, no reason, just moves.
One by one, seemed like everybody started to catch on, and I figured I like a good dance party. I'm not going to be the one standing on the wall and not dancing.
Would you bump that? Would you bump that?
That right there, social conformity. Thank you very much.
Do not try and bend the spoon. That's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth.
What truth?
There is no spoon.
There is no spoon?
Then you'll see that it is not the spoon that bends, it is only yourself.
The Oracle will see it now.
I'm ready now for what's coming. I've seen it all with my eyes closed. I'm steady now, but I won't quit running. No, I'll never let go. Final hour, I feel my heart racing. I feel my body bracing. The darkness descends. Lord knows the glory I've been chasing. It stripped me of everything, and now it might be the end. The sun is gone. I'm holding on, swallowed up in the fires. But don't call me broken, just call me fighter. A life of pain, wrapped up in chains, still my dream burns brighter. Don't call me broken, just call me fighter. Call me fighter. Call me fighter. Call me fighter. Don't call me broken, just call me fighter. A warrior lives for battle and fights for a new dawn. The light inside keeps shining, even when all hope and the world have moved on. The sun is gone. I'm holding on, swallowed up in the fires. But
Biden and his thugs are desperate to stop us because we are the only ones, and they know that, who can stop them. But as I have said before, the gravest threats to our civilization are not from abroad, but from within. None is greater than the weaponization of the justice system, the FBI, and the DOJ. We must conduct a top-to-bottom overhaul to clean out the festering rot and corruption of Washington, D.C. That terrible morning 24 years ago, time itself stood still. The laughter of school children fell silent. The rush of our traffic came to an absolute halt. And for 2,977 innocent souls and their families, the entire world came crashing down so suddenly. In the quarter of a century since those acts of mass murder, 9/11 family members have felt the weight of missed birthdays and empty bedrooms, journals left unfinished and dreams left unfulfilled. To every member that still feels a void every day of your lives, the First Lady and I unite with you in sorrow. And today, as one nation, we renew our sacred vow that we will never forget September 11th, 2001. Amid the horror of that morning, some used cell phones and office lines to whisper their final words to those who mattered most. They whispered indeed. At 8:59 a.m. aboard United Flight 175, Brian Sweeney called his wife Julie He told her, do good, go have good times. I totally love you. I'll see you again. I'll meet you up there. 4 minutes later, his plane hit the south tower of the World Trade Center. At 9:12 a.m. aboard American Airlines Flight 77, Renee May called her mom. Just the day before, Renee had learned that she was 7 weeks pregnant, but she never got the chance to share the news. She simply said, I love you, Mom. 25 minutes later, Renee's plane struck the Pentagon. So violent, a strike it was. At 9:53 a.m. aboard United Flight 93, Elizabeth Wayneo called her stepmom. They're getting ready to break into the cockpit. What do I do? I love you so much. They're going to break in. 10 minutes later, Flight 93 ended in the hallowed field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. At 10:25 a.m., Tom McGinnis was trapped on the 92nd floor of the North Tower when he told his wonderful wife, Elena, on the phone, there are people jumping from the floors above us. If we get out of here, it'll be a total miracle. I love you, darling. Take care of Caitlin, beautiful daughter. 3 minutes later, the tower fell. Out of the ash, we witnessed the awesome power of that incredible love. We've seen it rise again. Out of the wreckage, we watched unbelievable courage suddenly take form. And out of the darkness, we saw the timeless truth of American character shine for the world to see. In America, we take blows, but we never buckle. We bleed, but we do not bow. And we defy the fear, endure the flames, and emerge from the crucible of every hardship stronger, prouder, and greater than ever before. In New York, there were heroes like Chuck Costello, a 46-year-old elevator mechanic, and a member of the Knights of Columbus. He selflessly ran into the World Trade Center to free people trapped in the elevators. His body was not found until the following January, deep under the debris. While going through his belongings, Chuck's widow, Mary, a phenomenal woman, discovered a personal prayer written in his own words, help me to light the way for those in the dark, and when I enter the darkness, let me not panic, but patiently wait to remember the light. Beautiful words. When the time came, Chuck ran boldly into the darkness of hell on earth, and now he shines in the light of heaven above. We remember him this morning. That day we learned that the American heroic spirit was all around us. We saw it in the police officers, the great firefighters, the service members here at the Pentagon, and in the hearts of every American who answered history's call. In the years that followed, America's warriors avenged our fallen and sent an unmistakable message to every enemy around the world. If you attack the United States of America, we will hunt you down and we will find you. Go all over this sometimes magnificent earth. We will crush you without mercy and we will triumph without question. That's why we named the former Department of Defense the Department of War. It will be different. We won the First World War. We won the Second World War. We won everything before that and in between. And then we decided to change the name. Well, now we have it back to where we all want it. Everybody wanted it. Everybody is so happy to have it back. You will fail and America will win, win, win. The enemy will always fail.
endless lies. From threats, extortion, blackmail and bribes. Sometimes you must walk through the darkness before you see the light. The people have awoken to join in the fight. Are you ready to finish what we started? Nothing can stop what is coming. It's not just a catchphrase. Wherever we go on, yeah, know the thing. We never forgot the plan. Now remember your oath. It had to be done this way. Are you ready to serve the country again? Without you, collectively there would have been no way to bypass their control. United, not divided. Welcome to the digital battlefield, where we go one, we go all. You are awake, thinking for yourself is their greatest fear. Trust yourself, the great awakening is here. Strengthen my faith, Lord. Forgive my sins, so that I may be clean in your righteousness. Make me brave, so I can stand and fight in the spiritual battles of my life and in our world. Give me your wisdom and discernment, so I won't be caught off guard. Together, Lord, we'll win, because in truth, you already have. Wherever we go on, yeah, know the thing. Never forgot the plan. Remember your oath. It had to be done this way. Are you ready to serve your country again? Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready to serve the country again. Are you ready to serve your country again?
The key point here, which again the mainstream media won't pay attention to, which is Russia believed, or Russia actually claimed to have had very, very negative and derogatory information about Hillary Clinton. That if they had chosen to release that in the weeks leading up to that November 2016 election, it would have very likely had a devastating effect on her campaign.
Totally. I mean, that she was addicted to tranquilizers.
Yes.
And then you now look at that footage of her at the 9/11 ceremony in New York, being sort of staggering towards her van and having to be pushed in there. And now you look at that with different eyes.
That's right.
If that's correct, that she was on tranquilizers. And there was a whole lot of other negative, that she had a strange hysteria, sort of laughing and.
I was alone, yes.
The whole night?
Well, yes, the whole night.
I don't know why that's funny. I mean, did you have any in-person briefings? I don't find it funny at all.
Sanders said that, quote, the American people are sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails. But there are a lot of people who are not.
Well.
Including FBI officials looking into whether national security was compromised because of this server.
Hi, Secretary Clinton. Will you release a transcript of your paid speeches to Goldman Sachs? No, there's a lot of controversy over the speeches.
I was on the front lines of that, looking into the eyes of my neighbor.
Governor O'Malley, thank you.
I do want to ask you, Secretary Clinton.
Received $800,000 for poor speaking engagements, ostensibly in support of the trade deal, or by a group that supports the trade deal. You've given your own money to your campaign. Is that a conflict of interest?
I mean, and how many angels dance on the head of a pin? I have really nothing to. I mean, how do you answer that?
Why do you and the president have such a hyper-partisan view of politics?
Well, Chris, if you had walked even a day in our shoes over the last 15 years.
Crying and what other sorts of negative things?
That essentially the documents that Russia claimed they had portrayed Hillary Clinton as having mental health challenges that would result in fits of laughter and fits of rage.
You did come up with a new plan.
I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that, Chris. Thank you.
Because what's happened, if this war ensues, we invade and they're looking for an excuse to do it. And Obama was not even there to vote.
Senator Clinton, I want to give you a chance to respond.
Well, I don't know where to start.
It also pointed out some very specific physical health concerns that apparently leaders within the DNC were discussing amongst each other.
That's right. This wasn't invented intelligence like the Steele dossier. This was supposedly emails
emails
the DNC
and communication among senior
hacked.
DNC officials that Russia claimed to have in their possession. So the point here is that if Putin and Russia aspired to help Trump get elected, which is what the manufactured January 2017 intelligence community assessment says, with high confidence, according to Brennan and Clapper, then Putin would have released the most damaging information and emails to help President Trump leading up to that November 2016 election. The fact is, the opposite is true. It was intentionally withheld and not released because they assumed that Hillary Clinton would win that election. And their plan, according to these documents that were found in an investigation the House Intelligence Committee conducted into the CIA's creation of this January 2017 assessment, is that Russia had decided to wait until Hillary Clinton won the election and wait until maybe days or weeks before her inauguration to release these documents once again to sow
Destroy
chaos and discord in America and to undermine her presidency before she would even have the opportunity to take the oath of office.
I think we all know, James Comey, that you're a great storyteller because you made up the entire story about Crossfire Hurricane. So it's really fitting that a criminal like yourself wrote a crime novel.
I spoke to Ukraine's President Zelensky today.
On every front, the extreme leftists who control so much of the media, they're waging war on the values and principles that have always defined America. They're trying to silence, censor, and punish anyone who dissents from their oppressive ideology. The best is yet to come, you know that, right? Nevertheless, I take all of these slings and arrows gladly for you. Called the swamp. And you know what happened? And you know what I did? A big favor. I caught the swamp. I caught them all. Let's see what happens. Nobody else could have done that but me. I caught all of this corruption that was going on, and nobody else could have done it. Drain the swamp. And that's what we're doing. Now, when I said it, it sounded very easy, and it was going to happen real fast. I didn't know the swamp was this dirty and this deep. I didn't know about the swamp creatures being as bad as they are. They're bad. But nobody can believe what we've been able to do, and I don't really believe anybody else could have done it. Drain the swamp. We're not finished yet, but we're getting really close. Give us 4 more years. Go out and vote. The most important election of a lifetime, maybe the most important election ever in our country. Go out and vote. Thank you very much. Go to the voting booth and vote early and in person. So the biggest scandal was when they spied on my campaign. They spied on my campaign.
There's no real evidence of that.
Of course there is.
No.
It's all over the place. Leslie,
Sir,
they spied on my campaign and they got caught.
Can I say something? You know, this is 60 Minutes. And we can't put on things we can't verify.
You won't put it on because it's bad for Biden.
We can't put on things we can't verify.
Leslie, they spied on my campaign.
Well, we can't verify
It's been totally
that.
verified.
No.
It's been, just go down and get the papers. They spied on my campaign, they got caught.
No.
And then they went much further than that, and they got caught. And you will see that, Leslie. And you know that, but you just don't want to put it on. Our MAGA movement is by far the greatest political movement in the history of our country. There's never been anything like it. And even the fake news doesn't dispute it. I say it all the time, and the fake news can't dispute it. That's a lot of fake news back there, too. Considering they can't stand me, that's a lot of news. They are just, you know, you could save America. You could save America. I wish they'd turn. Look at all the media. Look at all the fake news we have. Fake news. They ought to turn those cameras back just one time. You know, they don't do that. They don't want to show the kind of crowds we get.
I'm going to pull the whole thing down. I'm going to bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's gotta be biblical.
From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised up the world's greatest cities. Together we mastered the world's mightiest industries and shattered history's monstrous tyrannies. And we liberated millions from the chains of fascism, communism, oppression, and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel. And then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and unyielding American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside. But that great betrayal is over, and they will never be forgotten again. Because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of Providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
A new rebirth, hovering the earth, the spirit waking the soul. The truth unveiled, their program has failed, their empire crumbling down. They'll try to erase you, discredit and disgrace you, subdue you when you said too much. But there's one thing they weren't expecting. The Great Awakening. What is happening? They might try to cut us down, but we're spreading underground. We are stronger than you know. From dark to light, we grow. The bots, the spies, Google its lies are keeping most in the dark. On your TV, the garbage you see has others mesmerized. But something is changing, momentum is gaining, the people are opening their eyes. That is one thing they weren't expecting. Great Awakening. Oh, it's happening. You might try to cut us down, but we're spreading underground. We are strong.
corrupted the system, left us battered and bruised. They abandoned the people. They corrupted the youth. They trade lives for money. Poison you under health. Control your movements. Steal your time and your wealth. But we've had enough of their dark control. The eyes are opening and the lies are being told. The great awakening, it is here to stay. So trust in God and don't be afraid. America, be fearless. Unity will get us through this. Let divine power work through us. Yeah, arise and stand for God and country alone. For God and country alone. They've taken our children for their evil desires. They censor our voices, make you guilty of your color. They start wars for money. Constant brainwashing of your mind to accept their torture, to accept their rule of mankind. Yeah, we've had enough of your dark control. The eyes are opening and the lies are being told. The great awakening is here to stay. So trust in God and don't be afraid. America, be fearless. Unity will get us through this. Let divine power work through us. Yeah, rise and stand for God and country alone.
I want to warn the country of some things that give me great concern. The dangerous consequences. But as I have said before, the gravest threats to our civilization are not from abroad, but from within. None is greater than the weaponization of the justice system, the FBI, and the DOJ. We must conduct a top-to-bottom overhaul to clean out the festering rot and corruption of Washington, D.C. Welcome to the Gang!
I had a chance to go have a long and actually quite and bringing dinner with them.
We will be resisted by the combined forces of the establishment, the media, the special interests, the globalists, the Marxist radicals. The woke corporations, the weaponized power of the federal government, colossal political machines, the tidal wave of dark money, and the most dangerous domestic censorship system ever created.
If you fuck around with us, if you do something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before.
But we will not be intimidated. We will persevere. We will stand tall in the storm. We will march forward into the torrent.
Just get warmed up.
And we will win.
Total fucking war.
If you fuck around with us, if you do something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before.
I'm going to bring the whole fucking diseased corrupt temple down on your head. It's going to be biblical.
The people of America will not surrender our borders. We will not surrender our culture. We will not surrender our faith. We will not surrender our values. We will not surrender our history. We will not surrender our liberty. And above all, we will not surrender our children to the small band of bullies and extremists who want to tell everyone else what to do. As the expression goes, be careful what you wish for.
The entire world is watching. They can no longer hide in the shadows. Warfare is evolving. Psychological warfare, also known as PsyWar, is a strategic approach that uses psychological tactics to influence the perceptions, emotions, attitudes, and behaviors of an enemy or target audience. It aims to undermine an opponent's will, to fight, weaken their morale, and ultimately achieve objectives without resorting to direct physical combat. This is typically achieved through propaganda. Through propaganda. Through propaganda. Information warfare. Words and ideas are the ammunition used in PsyWar.
through the indoctrination. The red, white, and blue had been abducted. The elite's rule had been embedded. But mankind's mind has now awoken. And time is divine and never runs late. Open the book to read the story. They have awoken the sleeping giant. Everything points to divine glory. Nothing can stop us. Freedom runs through our veins. It's a freedom. It's a freedom revolution. You're done without persecution. It's a freedom. It's a freedom revolution. We choose truth over comfort. We choose faith over fear. God will bring us ultimate disclosure. The great awakening is here. Powers will fight to maintain control, but nothing can stop the sun from rising. What once was broke is now becoming whole. Just let go and give in to divine timing. Nothing can stop us. Freedom runs through our veins. It's a freedom. It's a freedom revolution. You're done without persecution. It's a freedom. It's a freedom revolution.
First of all, who was on the Epstein list, if there was one, if there's no official list, who all frequently visited Epstein Island.
You're hiding something, and one day I'm gonna figure out what it is. You don't need to walk like a normal person. You can lie. You're one creep, motherfucker. Sometimes I can really be a monster. Surprise, motherfucker.
Young children who are missing or dead. And we found a lot of these children and we're sending them back, and we've been sending them back to their parents. And the mother and father rush to the door and their tears in their eyes. They can't believe that they're seeing their son or daughter, their little son or daughter again. We've done almost 30,000 of them so far. Any system that results in the mass trafficking of children is inherently evil. Yet that is exactly what the globalist migration agenda has done, and it's what it's all about. In America, those days, as you know, are over. The Trump administration is working, and we are continuing to work to track down the villains that are causing this problem. You're not going to find all of them. More than 300,000. They're lost or they're dead. They're lost or they're dead because of the animals.
Lies that Epstein, with his little friend Ghislaine and Ghislaine's father, Robert Maxwell, who is obviously a spy of the Israeli intelligence agencies, that there was something else going on here. Epstein was not some sort of whiz-kid hedge fund manager. Epstein was playing a part.
So the real scandal here is who he was working for and where the money came from. That's the actual scandal. And no one will say anything about it because the answer...
Was it American intelligence?
No.
Was it Saudi
it was
intelligence? Was it British intelligence?
It was Israeli intelligence.
My family and I have known for years that there are costs to standing up to Donald Trump.
It's nothing new that if you're in the intel agencies, you want to try and get as much blackmail on powerful people as possible. Easy, not hard. And this is no longer just speculation. First of all, the evidence that shows that Epstein was a creation of either Mossad, Israeli intelligence, American intelligence,
Surprise, motherfucker.
and park a couple $100 million and say, hey, can you get one of the members of the royal family with a 13-year-old so we can get them to do what we want to do? Members of Congress are actively being blackmailed. The Epstein playbook is being used on a daily basis. Jeffrey Epstein was not a financier.
So in the end, he obviously didn't kill himself, just like Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein was a key player in a multi-decade blackmail operation against the most powerful people on the planet.
Who all knows from within the government who's on this list? Was Epstein a double agent for another country?
And everyone's embarrassed to say that because you're not allowed to say that or something because you're a hater, but you're not a hater at all. You can think Israel's a great country that deserves our support, as I do.
My best memories are in Israel.
Yeah, it's great. I've taken my family on vacation there. But it's still a foreign country, and it's a fair question to ask, were you running a blackmail scheme in our country? And I think the answer is yes.
Excuses. We don't have a Gaza, and we don't have an Iran as an excuse. That was a good excuse, but we don't have that anymore.
Is it necessary for the security of the United States that Russia pay some price for doing this? If, as they said, as you said, they did it.
I think there is no doubt that when any foreign government tries to impact the integrity of our elections, that we need to take action, and we will, at a time and place of our own choosing.
President Obama then directed Obama's DNI James Clapper to lead the effort to create this new intelligence community assessment. There was a shift, 180-degree shift from the intelligence community's assessment leading up to the election to the one that President Obama directed be produced after Donald Trump won the election. There's a long laundry list of facts and intelligence reporting that directly contradict the statement coming from President Obama's office and those who are trying to deflect away from what actually happened.
They caught President Obama absolutely cold. They tried to rig the election, and they got caught. After what they did to me, it's time to go after people. What they did in 2016 and in 2020 is very criminal. It's criminal at the highest level. Barack Hussein Obama is the ringleader Hillary Clinton was right there with him, and so was Sleepy Joe Biden, and so were the rest of them. Comey, Clapper, the whole group. And they tried to rig an election, and they got caught.
The expressed intent and what followed afterward can only be described as a years-long coup and a treasonous conspiracy.
The leader of the gang was President Obama, Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him? It's there. He's guilty. This was treason, 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 treason.
But there wasn't this little tail of extremism wagging the dog of the Republican Party as it is today. And sadly, so many of those extremists, those MAGA extremists, take their marching orders from Donald Trump, who has no credibility left by any measure. He's only in it for himself. He's now defending himself in civil actions, in criminal actions. And when do they break with him? Because at some point, maybe there needs to be a formal deprogramming of the cult members.
They are members of a cult, the Trumpist cult, and we have to be deprogrammed.
Formal deprogramming of the cult members. We have to defeat them.
The Trumpist cult.
Maybe there needs to be a formal deprogramming of the cult members.
There's an extremist movement, the MAGA movement.
There's a sickness here. There has to be an intervention.
Formal deprogramming of the cult members.
There's an extremist movement, the MAGA movement.
There's a sickness here. There has to be an intervention.
Formal deprogramming of the cult members.
Here's my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption, once and for all. First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively. Second, we will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them, plenty of them. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies. Angry mobs, deep state radicals, and their fake news allies. Those people are the best. They're the best allies. But we have no choice. If we don't do this, our country will be lost forever, 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 forever. I will totally obliterate the deep state. Deep state, deep state, deep state. They know it, I know it, you know it, everybody knows it. This is it. Either they win or we win. They know it, I know it, you know it, everybody knows it. This is it. Either they win or we win. There's an extremist movement, the MAGA movement. This is the final battle. Either they win or we win. There's an extremist movement, the MAGA movement. This is the final battle. Either they win or we win. We win, we win, we win. I will totally obliterate the deep state. This is the final battle. Either they win or we win.
I want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Raging power, weakest thought, money driven, major fraud, breathless body, diamond bones, wanna beat it, wanna feel it.
This sign means poison.
Weather modification or cloud seeding.
But as I have said before, the gravest threats to our civilization are not from abroad, but from within.
Say how much I appreciate Puff Dad.
We must conduct a top-to-bottom overhaul to clean out the festering rot and corruption of Washington, D.C.
According to some estimates, we can knock back $2.3 trillion in transactions. You were both in Skull and Bones, the secret society. It's so secret we can't talk about it.
You both were members of Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale. What does that tell us? Not much, because it's a secret.
But look, if people go to only one source, and the source they go to is sick and has an agenda, our First Amendment stands as a major block to the ability to be able to just hammer it out of existence.
You know, I think part of why Kamala is getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
My, what a peculiar place to have a party. You know, Dinah, we really shouldn't Don't be doing this. After all, we haven't been invited, and curiosity often leads to trouble.
We're flagging problematic posts for Facebook.
War.
Good. You know what this represents? Well,
we have an army of digital soldiers.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
He's looking to assemble a team right now.
So the American people decided to take over the idea of information. They took over the idea of information. They did it through social media.
I'm going to pull the whole thing down. I'm going to bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's got to be biblical.
This was irregular warfare at its finest. Have what we call citizen journalists.
As the expression goes, be careful what you wish for, wish for, wish for, wish for, wish for, wish for. When I get back into the Oval Office, we will totally obliterate the deep state. To the class of 2017, that's some achievement. This is your day, and you've earned every minute of it, graduating to a totally brilliant future. Someday we're going to have to write a book about this one. Would really require major help from God. Do we agree? And we got it. But here we are celebrating together on this very joyous occasion. And I accepted this invitation a long time ago that I'd be there. And when I say something, I mean it. But we will not be intimidated. We will persevere. We will stand tall in the storm. We will march forward into the torrent. And we, in the end, will win. Our country will win. We will win. There's another group of amazing people we want to celebrate today. And they are the ones who have made this journey possible. Today is your day. Today is your day. We're profoundly grateful to every single one of you who sacrificed to keep us safe and to protect God's precious gift of freedom. We will persevere. We will stand tall in the storm. We will march forward into the torrent. And we, in the end, will win. To the class of 2017, today you end one chapter, but you are about to begin the greatest adventure of your life.
Let's communicate interplanetary hyperspace. Open up your mind. You will answer questions anytime. This is the voice of Q. Feel the gravity moving to a new reality. Open up your mind. You will send your thoughts throughout time. This is the voice of Q. Let's communicate interplanetary hyperspace. Open up your mind. You will answer questions anytime. Feel the gravity moving to a new reality. communicate interplanetary hyperspace. Open up your mind. You will answer questions anytime.
This is the voice of Q.
Feel the gravity moving to a new reality. Open up your mind. You will send your thoughts throughout time.
This is the voice of Q.
That's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's sad, take a look at what happened.
Moving his hair. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Up. Hawkeye's here. Hawkeye's here. Get ready. We ready? Are we good? Shooters down. Are we good to move? Let's move. Let's move. We're clear. Let me get my shoes. I got you. Let me get my shoes. Hold on, your head is bloody. So we're getting moved to close. Let me get my shoes. Watch out.
Are not garbage. I can tell you who the real garbage is, but we won't say that. Here's my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption, once and for all, and corruption it is. First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively. Second, we will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies. To expose the hoaxes and abuses of power that have been tearing our country apart, we will establish a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to declassify and publish all documents on deep state spying, censorship, and corruption. And there are plenty of them. Fifth, we will launch a major crackdown on government leakers who collude with the fake news to deliberately weave false narratives and to subvert our government and our democracy. When possible, we will press criminal charges.
He has sounded forth the trumpet that shall never call retreat. He is sifting out the hearts of men before his judgment seat. Oh, be swift, my soul, to answer him. Rejubilate my feet. Our God is marching. Marching on. In the beauty of the lilies, Christ was born across the sea, with a glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me. As he died to make men holy, let us die to make men free, while God is marching on.
Kamala Harris has orchestrated the most egregious betrayal that any leader in American history has ever inflicted upon our people. She has violated her oath, eradicated our sovereign border, and unleashed an army of migrant gangs who are waging a campaign of violence and terror against our citizens. This is how I will shatter the deep state and restore government that is controlled by the people and for the people. Thank you very much.
But, you know, I just probably wouldn't do it, Oprah. I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally, because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country.
You've said that you could do a better job at negotiating an arms control agreement with the Soviets than some of these professionals who've been trying to do it for years.
I didn't say me, Mike. I said somebody has to do it. If it were me, that'd be fine. I could do it. Somebody has to help this country. And if they don't, the country and the world are in big trouble.
As I have said before, the gravest threats to our civilization are not from abroad, but from within. None is greater than the weaponization of the justice system, the FBI, and the DOJ. We must conduct a top-to-bottom overhaul to clean out the festering rot and corruption of Washington, D.C.
Everybody
Mr. President, are you going to testify next week?
There is no gag order to Michael Cohen. What the judge did was amazing, actually. It was amazing. Everybody can say whatever they want. They can say whatever they want, but I'm not allowed to say anything about anybody. It's a disgrace, and you see it. The media sees it. The articles are unbelievable. And I'd hand you the articles, but the problem is I'm not allowed to. Because if anything's mentioned against certain people, and you know who they are, certain people, anything's even mentioned, he wants to put me in jail. And that could happen one day, and I'd be very proud to go to jail for our Constitution, because what he's doing is so unconstitutional. There's never been anything like it.
President Trump is the only sane candidate that we have out here that can possibly help us save America. We have to stand up against that. We have to make sure that our voices are louder than that. That's what we have to do. We have to stop standing silent, and we have to stop being quiet. We have to stand up against the tyranny of our time, like all of our leaders did for us. And that's what I mean. So it's not about just supporting Trump. It's supporting your rights. It's supporting this country's rights. It's supporting our children.
What I say is that we absolutely must take our country back. And look at this crowd of people, a diverse group of people. But what ties us all together is our love of country. And we have so many people here that escaped from communist countries. I'm a descendant of slaves. My people fought so hard. They fought in World War II, even when they had no more rights. My father was a drill instructor in the United States Marine Corps during the Korean War era. I have to stand up for my country. This is a beautiful and great country, and we have to stand up and save it right now.
Right, yeah.
Go for America.
Let's go.
We must. We must.
I want to join you in having the Bronx great again. Please accept this Democrat, this black Puerto Rican with a kinky hair and a broken English. Please accept my endorsement for you as a president. Thank you very much.
One thing I want to say, they always gonna whisper your accomplishments and shout your failures. Trump gonna shout the wins for all of us. Make America great again.
But our country has faced down much harder challenges before and come back stronger than ever. That's why I so firmly believe that we can quickly make America a great and glorious nation again. It doesn't matter whether you're black or brown or white or whatever the hell color you are, it doesn't matter. We are all Americans, and we're going to pull together as Americans. Before we begin, I'd like to say that free speech is under assault like never before. The 25th Amendment is of zero risk to me, but will come back to haunt Joe Biden and the Biden administration. As the expression goes, be careful what you wish for, wish for, wish for, wish for, wish for, wish for, wish for. You guys know what this represents?
Tell us, sir.
I don't know, maybe it's the calm before the storm.
What's the storm?
Could be Calm before the storm. We have the world's great military people in this room, I will tell you that. And we're going to have a great evening. Thank you all for coming.
What's going on, Mr. President?
You'll find out.
From the Oval Office tonight, President Trump with a wink and a tease.
Thank you very much. You'll find out.
The danger to democracy comes from the radical left, not from the right. Not from the right. This November, we're going to stand up to this rising tyranny of sickness, lawlessness, and death, and we are going to take back our country. We're going to take it back. Take back our country. The entire world was watching and they're shocked. They're shocked. The FBI and the Justice Department have become vicious monsters, controlled by radical left scoundrels, lawyers, and the media who tell them what to do, you people right there, and when to do it. And we are going to take back our country. What will future Americans say we did in our brief time right here on Earth? Did we take risks? Did we dare to defy expectations? Did we challenge accepted wisdom and take on established systems? I think I did, but we all did, and we're all doing it. Or did we just go along with convention, swim downstream so easily with the current? Remember this, nothing worth doing ever came easy. Following your convictions means you must be willing to face criticism from those who lack the same courage to do what is right. And they know what is right, but they don't have the courage or the guts or the stamina to take it and to do it. In my short time in Washington, I've seen firsthand how the system is broken. A small group of failed voices who think they know everything and understand everyone want to tell everybody else how to live and what to do and how to think. But you aren't going to let other people tell you what you believe, especially when you know that you're right. When the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth, they prayed. When the founders wrote the Declaration of Independence, they invoked our Creator 4 times. Because in America, we don't worship government. we worship God. They want to silence me because I know the truth, and I'm not afraid to say it. Their goal is intimidation of everybody at the highest level. But I really don't care. I don't care. I just want to do what's right for the country. I didn't need this. You know, when I did this, somebody said the other day, are you glad you did it? Because I had a hell of a life. I had the most beautiful life. I don't think I could do whatever I wanted, the best properties, the best resorts. I could have had the greatest time. Instead, I'm here on a Saturday afternoon with you, working my ass off. Working my ass off up here.
Donald Trump is a danger to American democracy.
Donald Trump tried to steal our democracy, and he's still trying to do it.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
That man cannot see public office again. He is not only unfit, he is destructive to our democracy, and he has to be eliminated.
When I get back into the Oval Office, I will totally obliterate the deep state. They will be obliterated. '24 is our final battle. With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, fascists. We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country. We will rout the fake news media. We will evict Joe Biden, and we will finish the job once and for all. We will make America great again. But as I have said before, the gravest threats to our civilization are not from abroad, but from within. None is greater than the weaponization of the justice system, the FBI, and the DOJ. We must conduct a top-to-bottom overhaul to clean out the festering rot and corruption of Washington, D.C.
We will be resisted by the combined forces of the establishment, the media, the special interests, the globalists, the Marxist radicals, the woke corporations, the weaponized power of the federal government, the colossal political machines, the tidal wave of dark money, and the most dangerous domestic censorship system ever created. We will be attacked, we will be slandered, we will be persecuted just as I have been. I have been, but many people in this room have been. But we will not be intimidated. We will persevere. We will stand tall in the storm. We will march forward into the torrent. And we, in the end, will win. Our country will win. We will win. We will win.
Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, my lights are on. Sorry. I'm going to end this stream. I wanted to do a compilation of all those videos I put together. And thank you, Big Gouda, so much for helping support me. It's so sweet. Now, I am going to end this stream. I'm going to get all ready. And I'm going to go live again with us digging into Project Artichoke, MK Ultra. You guys will probably really like this if you like any of the stuff that I've dug into before. The concept of conformity experiments, obedience experiments, and how far they went to controlling the mind, which this stuff was declassified the end of 2025. I think it's, was it September here? I'll have that pulled up when I go live, but it's going to be great. Jump in if you want to learn some crazy stuff. I will be back. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Give me a thumbs up, and hopefully I'll see you. We'll set that up right away. This has been one of those days where I'm like, wow, flying, but it's been great. All right, I will see you guys hopefully in the next stream.